Well, all right, everybody. Welcome to another breaking news. Bigfoot Anon will jump on when he can. He's got a customer at his store. Where it comes first, right? So you got to take care of the customer because no matter what, customers pay the bills. Well, welcome, everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. I know the time kept kind of flipping. I apologize for that. I was at a procedure this morning for my daughter and took longer and longer than expected. But I do want to thank Chad's podcast for keeping me entertained. I mean, I was sitting there, right? This is the story, guys. I had an original appointment for this procedure for my daughter at 10:30. Yesterday, they kept calling. Hey, we're going to move you to 10. All right, 10, no problem. Earlier, the better. Then they called back again. We're going to move you to 9:30. Better. All right. I can get on my show at 1 o'clock, no problem. Then they call again at 9 o'clock to be there 8:45. So we get there 8:45. She didn't get seen until 11. I'm sitting here like, I should have stuck with 10:30. So it is what it is. But thank God Chad's podcast was live. So I got to watch a live show, have fun. And I didn't jump on it because, I was in a medical place and all that. So it is what it is. But it got to a point where I had to tell Connor, hey, I got to move it back to 2 o'clock because I'm not even done here yet. But it is what it is. And guys, I want to dedicate this show to a friend of mine that I told Connor what happened over the weekend. And I want to share this picture. I have a friend named Rudy Saavedra who passed away over the weekend. I want to show a picture. This is an old high school picture of myself. You can probably tell which one I am. I'm standing next to a friend named Ryan Walker, and Rudy Saavedra is all the way to the right. This is the core group that was my core friends. That your first core friends you actually get. These were it. We all met in elementary school, and we became friends ever since. And, live in a world where, I know we lose grandparents, we lose parents and stuff, but it feels weird when you lose somebody who same age, same level as you. And it's just like, wow, life could just hit you anywhere, anytime. And it kind of reminds me to say, you got to live life now. Just live it, or because you just never know. He went in for some kind of procedure himself, had a heart attack, boom. So, and this is a special group of friends because we were all misfits in school, all of us. Listen, I got sent to a special school because they thought I was slow. I'm serious, people. They thought I was, I don't want to use the R word, but they thought I was mental until they found out that I only had 20% of hearing. So I had to get an operation. I could hear good. So they sent me back to school. And when you go back to school, when kids knew they sent you somewhere else, I had to take speech therapy because I wasn't saying words properly because I never heard them properly. Then, you got some friends who were misfits themselves. And it was just like a connection made in heaven because we were all misfits. We were all loved metalheads. I was the first kid in my elementary school that actually had earrings. The first boy in my school. To a point where a teacher went to my ear, grabbed my ear, no shit, in 6th grade, and said, boys don't wear this, and took the earring right on my ear. It was during that time where it wasn't acceptable. Times have changed. Nobody gives a fuck anymore about earrings or tattoos or anything like that. But, when you have friends that stuck together, like, fuck everybody, we're going to do our own thing. So it was great. So I know my friends up there watching, so I want to dedicate this show to Rudy. I know you're watching, and man, I love you, pal. And I just it just makes you think, man, guys, you got to live life now. You just got to live life now because you just never know when it's the final weekend. You just
1,000,000%. The time, all we have is right now. And I remember that picture from, a couple months ago when you first showed it.
Yeah.
Now it's coming full circle. But I just want you to remember that one day in heaven is 1,000 years on earth. Yep. So it's like he's just getting the breakfast ready for you guys up there. And he's definitely going to be a guardian angel. Energy is eternal. It's the only thing that has always existed since the beginning of time. And I guarantee he's looking down very proud of who you've become. Yeah. Because sometimes the family we find, in the darkest corners are closer than the branches we've been born with.
Well, when you all go through stuff together, like people are looking down on you because the music you like back in the day. Because back in the day, if you like metal music, you're a devil. You're the devil worshiper. And that's a fact, guys. I know a lot of people don't know that, and we all stuck together and say, fuck you all. We're going to be who we want to be. And a lot of other people made fun of us. are the ones who end up in jail and stuff. None of us. This is the way it goes. Hey guys, it's kind of before we get into Bigfoot, it's kind of I don't know, it's not a funny story in Seattle. Well, 2 stories actually broke. Russell Wilson traded the Denver Broncos. I know it's no big deal to anybody else, but for here in Seattle, it's like, wow, we don't have a quarterback now. But beyond that, we have a zoo here, and if you have a shovel, people, you could go to this zoo. It's called the Zoo Do Compost. You can actually get yourself some zoo animals' poo to fertilize your yard. I don't know.
Nothing better for a compost pile, man. I learned in fifth grade that feces was awesome for plant life. So I'm all for it. And you help clean up the zoo.
That's crazy. It sounds. I saw in the news, grab your shovel, grab a bag. You got to bring your own bag, your own shovel, and you get to shovel their shit. And then you get to put the adult elephant, zebras into your yard. I think it's kind of cool. So it's called Who's Poop? I mean, it's a real program. I don't know if other zoos do this, and you got to sign up. You sign up and you order, and you go get yourself a bag of poop.
That's really cool. You could use it for Sasquatch research because Sasquatch and the Bigfoot and a skunk ape are really interested in cat litter. And of course, the cat poop is nutrients. And then the actual litter has clay. So that's nutrients. So imagine an exotic creature like a giraffe or a hippo or a zebra. And then you drop it right in the Olympic mountain range where those creatures are not. And then you set up a trail cam and a mirror. I think you got an interesting experiment in your hands, man. And I've been the poop squeezer recently on YouTube. I've been finding feces and I squeeze it in my hand to see how fresh it is. And I grossed my mom out on the last
I was telling people, Seattle mayor, San Francisco mayor, and LA mayor, she'd be like, hey, this is a pretty good program. We got a lot of human waste that's laying out there in the streets and the craps. Bring your shovel, pick up the human waste, take it home and fertilize your yard. That'd be kind of gross, but they said the biggest problem in the cleanup of Seattle is all the human crap that's actually on the ground. And it's a fact here in Seattle. There's a lot of human crap. They should start a program. Get your human poop. It's probably already got chemicals in it.
I stepped in human poop one time on a tennis court. That was like one of the worst days of my life. It didn't even get on me, man. But just like the texture of the slip, I ain't never slipped like that in my whole life. What kind of sicko poops on a tennis court? I'm about to Andre Agassi you the heck out of here, Sampras.
And I'm sure Seattle's not going to do the human poop program. But I'm saying, hey, the zoo's doing it. It might be a good way to get rid of the poop and save some money. I don't know. Beyond that, guys, let's go into the Bigfoot. Guys, there's some texts you like to get, and there's some texts you don't like to get. I got a text saying my car's done. I got to pay over $1,500. It's just like, talk about shit hitting the fan, right? Shit hits the fan, but what are you gonna do, right? You got to have a car. It is what it is. But guys, I'm gonna talk about Flat Rock for a second. I'm gonna talk about Flat Rock. I'm going to show one of his videos. And I always tell the person that, hey, I'm going to use one of your videos just to make sure it's all right. You know what Flat Rock did? He texted me back, sent me an email saying, I tell you what, I'm going to send you the actual video without my intro and the ending. He actually sent me the same video without his intro. I'm like, you didn't have to do that. I would have showed your intro. Paul, how many people go out of their way and say, hey, I'll do something better. I'm going to actually show you the video so you don't have to show the intro.
And that shows that he's not hiding a thing. He sent the unedited full clip. And I just want to shout out to Flat Rock Booger right now. He's up in Evergreen, Alabama with Blue Eyed Northern, Joe Parker, and Cowboy Squatching Joe Pass. I'm super excited. I might even make my way there for this weekend because I'm off the next few days at once the weekend starts.
Yeah.
But man, yes, what an awesome thing. And it's really cool to see your virtual friends link up, in real life too. So again, I'm a traveler, I'm a road tripper. So when I see some of these older folk getting out of the house and linking up, for some prime time, social time,
and
you can't beat it, man.
And you just told me
so
he's on a trip with some people, and he still took time to send me out a video. I would have clipped it out myself, or I would have just showed his intro. It's his work. But this is Bigfoot footages from Flat Rock, and here we go. You can see the eye right there. And if you look below, in the same little open spot, it looks like there's a white.
Yeah, you can see the dark faces on a few of them. And you can see the cheekbones and the eye. And then I saw that white spot that you're talking about, kind of like maybe a scar or something, a notch in the skin.
Yeah, it could be a piece of wood that's extra white, but it was just interesting. And back there, you can see like two eyes in the back, in the middle. And right there beneath the big branch.
Yep, you can see that one clear as day.
My dog's barking because he heard the dogs on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, right there, between the trees. Wow, that's wicked looking.
Yeah, that's an elemental.
And you see he highlighted like a circle. And I don't want to put, I didn't want to put circles myself on somebody else's video. I want to unfiltered.
I like that one too. You can see the structure of his head. That one's a big creature.
Yeah, guys, the link is actually already up on the description. So I recommend you guys watching this, and then you can make the screen bigger for yourself.
You can see the two eye sockets, the nose, the bottom of the face, dark face, sunburn for life. This one's those lights behind it. Definitely some weird orbs or maybe eye shine. See multiple shadows on that one. His forest is definitely alive with like sacred energy. There's a lot more out there than just Bigfoot. I think the trees move and there's things that dissolve out of the ground. You can see the face on that one pretty well too. But the thing is with the forest, man, they have so much disguise. I see like 3 or 4 different faces on it. I think the creatures have that ability to really coincide with Mother Nature and just let it all really come to life.
Let me tell people in some of the chat, I'm not here saying any of those footage is the Bigfoot. I appreciate the pictures, the images he's showing you, and you know, if it's the elements, then it's the elements, but you just don't know. And it's just like when you see a light in the sky, it could be a flying saucer, could be something. Do you fully know? No. But you got to have the imagination. You got to have the thought process. And, you know, it kind of teaches me that all these pictures that I've seen through Bigfoot Anon, through Flat Rock, through anybody out there, it makes you really realize you got to look at these pictures. Just like I know people in the paranormal do. They listen to the recorder after they record to see if they hear something. You got to do the same thing with pictures because you just don't know. You know,
and it takes training, lots of training, lots of different images for your eyes to see different things. And no matter how much training, you and I are still going to see 2 different things. And I think that's the beauty of it. That's how things hide. That's how things are discovered. The lens sees something different than what our eyes see. The light sees different, what the feelings are. So again, all we could do is capture data, share data, analyze data, and also expand our mind in every direction so that way we don't leave anything out. And I think we're on the right track at the very least.
That's about it. That's all you can do. Now, this next one, it's an older video, but it's from a Portland researcher from Portland, Maine. And what's the exact title of it? Portland expert talks Bigfoot rumors. Well, let's see what kind of rumors this guy's talking about.
Bigfoot documents from the 1970s. The basic summary here is that a man who was trying to prove Bigfoot was real gave the FBI samples of hair of what he thought was from the mythical creature.
Yeah, the FBI says it was deer hair. That's a bummer. But here to talk
like to
more
slap
about
those
these
two.
findings
But let's hear this
is,
guy.
Lauren Coleman from the International Cryptozoology Museum.
Matt
in
Williamson,
Portland.
your boy.
And right off the bat, well, Lauren, thank you for being here. But
Sure.
I mean, what did I'm sure you jumped right into these findings, right? What did you see there?
Well, this was Peter Byrne, a man that's now 93. He's been very involved for a long time. He got these hair samples, 15 hair samples. He's got contact with the FBI. They usually don't do this kind of thing, but they went ahead and sampled these. They tested them, and it came back a member of the deer family, which means it probably was a moose. But
interesting.
the thing that people haven't talked about yet, and I've written books about Peter Byrne and Tom Slick, a wealthy millionaire that supported him. In the 1950s, he actually led expeditions to Nepal and got the Dalai Lama out because he was working with the CIA. So this man has a long history of CIA and now the FBI. It's just all bringing up a lot of questions in people's minds.
Fascinating.
Right?
Well, you've been talking to some people lately too, right?
Yeah, there were some community groups talking about maybe possible sightings in the Skowhegan area.
Yeah.
What is it about the fascination of Bigfoot in Maine specifically?
Well, Mainers tend to like animals, and we like our individual kind of thoughts. So it's the combination of mysteries and animals, and being in Maine, there's lots of trees, people see a lot of things. The thing about Mainers, though, they usually know wildlife. So if there's something that's a little different, they're going to talk to you about it.
Is it a red flag?
Lauren, real quick, yes or no, is Bigfoot real?
There's a possibility. I don't believe in any of this because that's the providence of religion.
Okay.
It's faith-based.
Right.
Show me the evidence.
I wish he
I'll
would have
accept it
just
or
said
not.
yes.
All right. Fair
It's
enough.
Lauren Coleman.
Thank you
Eric.
very much.
Yes.
And check out the Cryptozoology Museum if you're in town because it is really cool.
Nice being here.
No,
Just to start off, I love Lauren Coleman. He's done a lot of great work, but he was at the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference, and he was in some poor health, I guess. But he was kind of closed off to a couple of my good friends, and he said that Sasquatch are all under 7 feet here, and most likely they're all monkeys. So I just think it's a disconnection between the old era and the new era. Like you said, he's on live news. Hey, Connor, does Bigfoot exist? Yeah, 100%. Like, why not just be clear? Why? Well, I don't believe in any of this. Oh, but you own a cryptozoology museum, you know?
I know.
Again, much respect, but we definitely have to move forward with this.
And again, do you have to believe what the FBI is going to tell you what the results are? Or you really think? I'm serious. Do you really think if FBI's got this hair and it's some kind of DNA they don't recognize, dude, they're not going to tell you.
He was definitely right about the deer hair and how it could be a moose. And I definitely like how they investigate into that. But sometimes you got to take your hands off your ears. And he's got a lot of funding and a lot of people that he has to make happy. But, man, yes, the wild man exists. There is civilizations and tribes and cave art that is carved into stone, even older than him, that geezer. So, oh, man. Much love to Lauren, but he knows this new era is coming. You know, everybody was they enjoyed his speech, but they lived for mine. So we'll just remember that.
Hey, you know, hey, you know, the future. You got, you know, there's the now, and you're in the now, but you're also the future. You're the youngest. You guys are the future to keep it going. And I don't understand why a lot of older people and stuff are afraid of that. You know, I don't know why they don't want to stick not all. I don't know why someone wants to stick their hands out and say, hey, man, I'm going to tell you everything I know, you know, because I want you to take this torch and run with this community and make it stronger and bigger and better every day. Because younger people are going to follow younger people more than us. That's a fact.
Well, 1,000,000%. You know, no offense to the older people, but I'm 29, you know, like anybody younger than me. Yeah, right. Like I'm the bridge, guys, to this old world. Everybody younger than me doesn't care. So and maybe try to reach them through me. But I definitely see what Monster Radio is saying, how he couldn't commit to saying, yes, it's Sasquatch hair or anything. I definitely think he should have said Sasquatch existed. That was a big cop-out and a waste of time. But again, it's the new era. We'll see who's researching in 5 years, and we'll see who's not.
And then beyond on that, guys, we're going to do a paranormal. I'm going to show you a video from another friend of the channel. Here we go. All right, I'm going to put a link to this channel. I know Connor knows who they are. You might have been on their show before, Nightmare 365.
Those are my bros. Honestly, I was laughing this morning. I have been friends with those guys for like 2.5 years. They did a video on the Sierra sounds like this morning or something, and they tagged me and said, hey, Connor, we have to do a Bigfoot episode. Guys, look back in your inbox. I asked you to do a Bigfoot episode like 24 months ago. Like, there's a lot of people I asked to be on their show a long time ago. Like I love 365, so they can have me. But other people that they ignored my email, and now I'm Mr. 6-figure following. I didn't see your email.
Things change. Things change.
But no, Nightmares 365, two brothers from the New Jersey era, freaking awesome. But they are slacking on having me on because they were part of the inspiration of how I started my show and my YouTube channel. Like I've always had my YouTube, I've always been doing adventures, but I'd watch their show in the mornings and I was like, I love it, but I also can bring my own feng shui to it, So again, Michael Jordan isn't looking for other good basketball players.
Well, it looks like they did a video called Haunted Dempsey House. So let's see what they came up with, this Haunted Dempsey House.
We're at the Dempsey house in Middletown, New Jersey, one of the most haunted houses.
Everything's always the most haunted. I said every show. Everybody claims their spot is the most haunted.
On Halloween night, local legend has it, Mr. Dempsey came home, killed his whole family in the basement. After realizing what he did, hung himself in the tree out front. Many kids trick-or-treating that night thought it was just Halloween decorations. Come to find out the next day, it was Mr. Dempsey's body himself. This is an old pump house, spring house. A lot of people claim that it was a site of a couple murders. But really, it was nothing more than a pump house for the property. Another local legend has it that Mr. Dempsey was bedridden. He had a caretaker that would bring up water, food, bathe him. Then one night, the caretaker never came back. The police got a mysterious phone call to say, check out the Dempsey property. And when they got here, the police officer went inside. When he saw the gruesome scene that was inside, no one knows the full story, but then the officer came out front and hung himself in the front of the property. So there's a lot of hangings here on the property. I don't know if they're really true or not, but...
You know what, people? I honestly, I actually live in East Coast. I was stationed in Cape May, New Jersey. So I was actually in that state, Cape May, New Jersey. And my wife's from upstate New York. So, of course, I lived up for a little bit. So I've been on the East Coast. But believe it or not, I never even heard about the Dempsey house, really. I mean, honestly. I know the end of a horror, of course, all that. But this is probably one of the, probably a big knowledge place haunted for the paranormal community. But believe it or not, I never even knew a place like this existed where a lot of people hung themselves. I'm just telling you, I even love the paranormal. But I didn't know about this place.
Just from the look of this house, if it was on the second floor is pretty small. Yeah, let's see what's in that pump thing, or no? Yeah, we're walking down, since this was a pump house. And this whole property, it's about like 2.5 acres from what I've read. It's pretty big, yeah. G's a little cold and nervous. I'm not nervous. Haunted.
I want to see. Hold on a second, guys. I mean, they're walking around. I want to type this into the Google search real quick. Let me see here. Give me a second. Haunted Dempsey house, and let's see here. Let me take this video off for a second. Let me share the screen with the Google for a second. Google. Let me see here. The Legends of the Dempsey house. Let's see here. Let's see what it says here. The Legend of the Dempsey house. Dempsey house. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anything interesting? In 1926, provide a few local families, kill the people. Suburban death. What do you guys know about the Dempsey house? Is there anybody in the chat who actually lives in New Jersey? I mean, is this place that interesting? I mean, I don't even know if is there a movie about this place? I mean, it sounds like people are claiming it to be the most haunted place out there. Is there even a movie about this place? Here, I'm looking on Google. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Let me see here. The patch. Let me see here. The truth about the Dempsey house. Get this shit off. I hate when all those fucking advertisements just cover up the whole freaking page. No, I don't want notifications. God damn it. It was written about entering into print publications, peanut stone closets. Mr. Dempsey, whose name still unknown, killed himself. You know, unfortunately, that's always been happening. But I'm always curious, is this anybody in chat? I mean, is this really that big of a place? Not me, never heard of it. That's the thing. I never really heard of it too. So when people make claims, this is supposed to be one of the scariest places. And the first thing I ask myself, why haven't I heard of this? Why hasn't people from the normal paranormal community heard of this? I never heard of this either. Okay. Let me see here. I've seen the Dempsey house. Didn't have anything happen when I was there, but it is an interesting place. Okay. I mean, it looks interesting because the way it looks and, you know, kind of has that Blair Witch Project kind of a look on the outside. Gima Jade might know. Well, actually, my friend, that's kind of cool that you brought up Gima Jade, because tomorrow night, let me show this. Tomorrow night, Gima Jade is actually coming on the Gypsy Road channel. There we go. Gima Jade's coming on tomorrow. So I don't know if you knew that. Maybe you did. You probably did. But she's actually coming on the channel tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the power of crystals and all that kind of stuff. And actually, I was kind of proud of the thumbnail. I made that. I thought it was pretty good. So if you guys, so I'm going to ask her about the Dempsey place if she's in New Jersey. I didn't know she lived in New Jersey. That's awesome. Kind of remind me of The Conjuring in a way. I guess so. But the Conjuring house was kind of known. I mean, it was known. I mean, if you type it in Lorraine Warren, you know, it's one of their top 3 investigations or top 5. I don't know actually what they rank it as. So, but I am gonna ask her. And Gypsy Road next door. I am gonna tomorrow night's this show, but tomorrow in the evening, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, between 10 and 12, I am going to be jumping on a live show on Horror Talk just to talk whatever movies, shows, whatever anybody wants. It's going to be an open show for anybody to come on. So that's going to be tomorrow on the Horror Talk channel. Now, guys, this is from Amber's Paraworld. Ghost farting. Did she catch a ghost farting? Or is it equipment? So I took her video. Then I even slowed down the fart sound. Let's check out ghost farting. Now, was that equipment or was that an actual ghost farting? What do you guys think? Let's hear that again. Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again. Now, has anybody ever slowed down a fart sound? I don't know. Now, this is what I think. I think that fart sound was not equipment. I don't even think it was a ghost. I think it was Amber. I think that was Amber. And I think Amber was blaming it on the equipment or a ghost. You know, I think it was her. What does it say? I didn't do it. I was alone. Was a ghost. I don't know. I think you're just blaming it. I just think you're blaming it on the poor old ghost. You know, it's like that kid in school. You know, you had a fart, or you're in a casino, you fart, and then instead of people looking at you, you kind of like stare at the other person, so everybody thinks the other person. I think that's what's going on here. I think she's putting the blame on somebody else. So Amber's per world. Now Anna. So you're saying that I didn't do it? I was alone. It was a ghost. So you're claiming that it wasn't you. Okay. Hey, I know. Okay. Well, one more time. Let's listen to this ghost farting one more time. I don't know about the equipment. Now, how many people you know actually slow down a fart sound? So, yep, Anna. I know it was you. It's yep, the ghost. That's great. Well, guys, let's move on over to the UFOs. All right, this next one is actually from Brown Dwarf. A lot of you know Brown Dwarf. He's very known in the Bigfoot community, and he's got let me see here. What's this called? I want to get the exact name. UFO spotted after high speed chase. Now, guys, when I show this, you're really going to have to stare. You're really going to have to stare at this video because, like most UFO videos, they're really not super exciting because most of UFO things are just like spotting, but this is from Brown Dwarf, and you really gotta stare at the video. So here we go. There it is, right there. You gotta really stare at it. It's like a blinking white light. Really?
Yeah, I can see it in the center, going in and out.
UFOs are always the hardest videos trying to, because, if you're filming it, it's different, but when you're watching it on video, it's kind of hard. But you can see what Brown Dwarf captured.
Oh, Brown Dwarf actually sent this in. That's awesome. That's fam. Humboldt County King over there.
Yes, this is from Brown Dwarf. It's called awesome. UFO spotted after high school chase. He says the object was spotted just after a fleet of about 8 helicopters. That included media and authorities flew over us in the area of. Let me see here. I'm just reading it. Let me see here. Of San Bernardino County.
He's in Humboldt County, San Bernardino.
Downtown LA. So after 8 helicopters and stuff. And that's where he spotted. Like I said, UFOs are the hardest ones to evaluate.
I could see this one clearly, and it's changed direction, and it's blinking in and out, not like a plane. So it's definitely some kind of energy up there or some kind of spacecraft.
Well, no matter what, it's a UFO. If you can't identify flying objects. A lot of people got to understand it. UFO just stands for unidentified flying objects. It doesn't mean it's a spaceship. It just means you don't know what it is. That could be a blinking light from a helicopter. I don't know. I doubt it. But that's what UFO stands for. So I'm going to pick this one off. This next one is actually from a news station, but I want to thank Brown Dwarf for having that video. I do have his link up already on the description. Go straight to his channel. He's got a lot of great material.
And real quick, Danny Statton just shared a link from Midwest Bigfoot Research, and they've been down here in Florida doing a lot of great research. He's put thousands of dollars worth of gear and just work into his videos, and he's being buried by the YouTube algorithm, as you know what happens to us creators. We put our heart and soul into it, and then you get about half back. You know, it's sad. It's a cycle that we're always trying to fulfill ourselves and fulfill the community and try to stay afloat, you know, and this guy's thinking about quitting and giving up. So guys, if any of y'all could please send some research or send some support, anything in that area to Midwest Research Team. Danny just shared it. At least some subscribers, man. But again, also to creators, you have to hustle, bustle, grind, send it out, copy and paste, bother your friends. You can't just upload a video and expect people to watch it. Like I'm good at what I do, guys. Like my books are awesome. My podcasts are engaging. It's really fun. I'm here, guys. I'm made for this. And I still have to reach and grab for things and have to beg people basically to come watch your video. So again, you have to really put all in and then tenfold, exactly like you. You know, it doesn't stop. You're posting it on Reddit. You're reaching out to people. That's why expansion happens. You know, there's a reason why my YouTube is building. You know, I work 3 times as hard as a lot of these other YouTubers that have grown comfortable in their weekly schedules. You have to adapt. You have to expand, and you just have to continue to be new and fresh. You can never get caught in that old way. But Midwest, right? You got my support, and I'm this new era of Florida, so you got me, man. I'm with you.
We're live right now on DLive. We're live on Facebook. And, you know, even though Reddit doesn't show YouTube the exact amount, but there's 5,000 people that watch stuff on Reddit. So, you know, you got to get it out there. And, you know, I know what he's talking about because I have the word gypsy in it. It's considered a slur. So this channel gets bowed down because they don't want a slur channel, according to people that takes names too seriously in freaking life. But it is what it is. But let's check out this next news channel. Did a story. We hear photo captures UFO over Santa Ban. Ugh, I can't talk today. Oh, no, wrong one. That's my Mandela effect one. I don't understand. Hold on. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. My bad. My apologies.
News went looking for answers after someone snapped these pictures of an unidentified object flying over the San Diego skyline. Now take a closer look at the left-hand corner of your screen. You can see something there in the sky, and some are calling it Santee's Area 51. 10 News reporter Janet Kwok explains why one local photographer says she has proof we're not alone.
One Santee woman tells us her camera broke just moments after she snapped these photos of the object at this historical barn that has some people wondering about visitors from far, far away.
It was Tuesday on the afternoon. It was May 7th. I zoomed on it more and then it was clear it was certainly not a bug.
Ellen Henry is convinced whatever she saw hovering over Santee's Edgemore barn is not from this world. She didn't want to show us her face because she says she's still a little spooked by what her camera captured.
What was it doing there? Why was it there? You know, what was it doing? And I said, next time I come back, the barn will be beamed up.
The barn sits under several flight paths. We called Gillespie Field and MCAS Miramar. Neither could offer an explanation. There's no mysterious objects flying above the barn tonight, but what some say flew overhead is not out of the ordinary, considering what happens here below.
We think somebody's come into the barn and we get up to look and there's nobody there.
Santee Historical Society, which oversees the barn turned museum, says the property used to be part of a poor farm and hospital grounds, drawing paranormal investigators here for ghost sightings, enough to keep a ghost log. But the idea of a UFO hovering over a haunted barn?
Maybe a little Area 51 thing going on here.
Yeah, it is strange it would choose TNT over anything else in the world, you know?
I do believe we're not alone out here, that's for sure.
It makes a good story, doesn't it?
Janet Kwok, 10 News.
Some do believe it. All right, we checked with the National UFO Reporting Center. There has only been one other UFO sighting in San Diego this month. And for another look at that unidentified...
Well, the thing is, not everybody reports. You know, because I said this before. A lot of people don't know who to report to. I mean, people do reach out. The local news, that's probably the only place that most people would think about reporting, because if you're not a UFO person, even a Bigfoot, even a paranormal, and you see something, if you're not used to hearing people in the community, you don't know who to report it to. It'll probably be a local news channel. You know, thanks to Connor, like if I see something big, I go to Connor and say, hey, who should I report this to? You can tell me. But most people don't have that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, stay away from the academia, the BFRO, and MUFON. No, I definitely support some establishments, but some of these collectives have to meet like certain quotas, and you kind of lose the trueness, the authenticity behind it, because they have to meet some kind of agenda or fit in some kind of frame where I just want to be able to free report and tell the story. They're not looking to fill in the blanks. It's just a free range story. And I think that footage was amazing. Right above a historical haunted barn, it all converges. But I also like how they aligned it with, the airwaves, and you got to test all different circulations, but that was not a plane. That definitely looked like metallic and like a flying saucer to me.
And it looked too round for a drone, because I haven't seen that perfect round drone that, unless it has some kind of a, speed thing in the middle of it. But who knows? I mean, we don't know, right?
And like Ryan said, definitely stay away from the BFRO. They are not good people. There are definitely good people in the BFRO, but the whole establishment, yeah, it's a little tainted. I feel the same way. I feel like a lot of these collectives and establishments that were early, they didn't have to rise up. They didn't have to earn many things. So a lot of these establishments and set ways of thought, I feel like are going to be evaporated in this new era. And I am big on, the whole NASA fan club. Like, that's just like a
right there.
Joke.
That's true. I want to know who to go if they have footage. See, people who know where to go or what people to do, sometimes you think everybody else knows. But the reality is nobody knows. 95% of people don't know who to go to. I'm telling you, people. I know it's hard for some people that know who to go to. It's just
at the very minimum, I definitely recommend writing it down just so you remember, because screw the rest of the world. It's all about you being able to get through your situation, your encounter with clarity. And that way you don't put baggage onto everybody else for the rest of your life. So at least write it down for yourself so you can see it through. But don't let any of these platforms or figureheads or gatekeepers scare you or let you think that your story's not good enough or not real enough or not scary enough. Because, again, encounters and stories and strange feelings come in many different shapes and forms, and you just have to absorb it and also put it out. And again, not everybody's going to be receptive over it, but the people in the shadows, it's going to help more people than it's going to disrupt. So again, do not be scared to tell your truth. Hide behind me if you have to. Throw the spirit at the Kandahar giant back at him. But you guys can go behind me. I will fight for you. As long as you're truthful, I will fight for you.
And we got a good Mandela effect here. So this is a fun one. You guys want to stick around for this one. This is a fun one. You guys going to like this one.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right, now remember, people, if you are a believer in the Mandela effect, remember, not everybody has the same memories too. So I want everybody to understand that not everybody has exact same memories. Now, this was an interesting one. This is about the lights, the driving lights. You know, when you drive your vehicle, you pull up to a light. Everybody knows it as green, yellow, and red. All right, that's what we all know it. That's what it is today. But if you ask some people, there are people out there who remembers it red, yellow, green. Well, let's check out this small little video by Hazel, and then I'm going to tell you when I've learned about the lights, about this phenomenon on this one in 2016. But let's watch this video first. Oh, hold on, I don't think. Oh yeah, and the movie The Life Aquatic. What you guys are looking for when he shows the footage, they have a picture of the light of the driving lights on their hats. And the driving lights on their hats is green, yellow, and red. Another movie, an older movie that actually is speaking technically about the Mandela effect without saying it. Here's another one. That's what I just want to pause real quick. Let you guys know.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that movie before? The
Yeah,
Life
it's
Aquatic.
great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's probably my least favorite Wes Anderson movie, actually. But it
still
is
good.
fun because the jaguar shark, and yeah, it's really cool. I love it, but it's cool how it fits in.
Now, I want to pause this just for a second. I'm gonna continue it, but he's posting right here that somebody wrote about it 2 years ago, and I'm going to tell you guys this. I learned about this in 2016, actually from Dr. Wu, from my brother. He talked about this in 2016. 2 years ago is 2020. This was actually talked about since 2016. When my brother Bob got into the Mandela effect is when we went to a vegan wedding, which I don't recommend anybody go to a vegan wedding. You want the most worst fucking food ever with no salt, no pepper. Don't go to a vegan wedding. I actually went to 2 vegan weddings in a row. 2. What are the chances of that in this fucking life?
They must have just had crappy chefs though, because vegan food can be good. They just didn't prepare it right.
Squash spaghetti, it was the worst thing I ever had. But beyond that, on the way home, Bob was talking about. I remember he asked me about the lights. What are the lights called? I go red, yellow, and green. But you don't remember it being green, yellow, and red. So my brother was talking about this since 2016. So this is actually one of his first major ones that he was actually coming out to people about. But
And this one's blowing my mind too, because it's the opposite of what I know and feel. So it's like, oh my gosh, what reality?
Yeah, here we go. Could it be Photoshop? Maybe. That's an easy Photoshop. I can know. In the movie? I just think it was kind of a fun one because movies, even nowadays, you're seeing it a lot more in movies now. Peacemaker talked about the Mandela effect with Bearstein Bears without even using the word. I just made that Studio 666 kind of made where he was playing a song from 20 years ago. So there's been a lot of movies that are saying or kind of talking about the Mandela effect without actually using the words. And you got that movie. Now, remember Bill Murray. Bill Murray is related, to my opinion, of a Mandela effect with meatballs, where number 13 Red Sweater came out of nowhere. Groundhog Day, reliving every single day. It's like multiverse starting all over again. Like remembering what happens, you're learning. So Bill Murray's been in a lot of stuff. Ghostbusters, people say it was never 2 words in the movie Ghostbusters. Now, everybody knows it as 1 word, but in the beginning of the movie, now you watch it, Ghostbusters on the bottom. Some people don't remember that. So Bill Murray's been involved in a lot of Mandela effects himself. So, I can't tell you guys. I don't remember the green on top. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I never lie to people. I don't. But a lot of people do. Bob brought that up in 2016 when I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
I could poll some people real quick right now. David, what do you remember? The green or red on top of a traffic light?
I guess green, I guess.
Green? Okay, yeah. I'm a red guy. I saw red was stop, and then yellow is middle, speed up, and then green is on the bottom. But yeah, that's so wild. I really like that example because we didn't have to watch a movie or read a book. It's always in our daily existence. And those are my favorite Mandela effects because, wow, I've always seen red on top. Yeah. And the fact that there's all those pictures in the Steve Zissou movie that I didn't even notice that on there, but that's truly, truly remarkable. But maybe if the globe is real and Australia is upside down and, ships can go upside down, maybe I'm just making a joke, of course, but it's crazy.
And everybody's red. And listen, there's no right or wrong, but there's a lot of people who remember the green. And are they all crazy? I don't know. There's a lot of people who said they've seen Bigfoot real. Are you saying they're crazy? If you're saying, no, I think they're telling the truth. Well, then you don't know if these people are telling the truth. Listen, if there's a multiverse, it might be green on the other end, on a parallel universe. We don't know. So
it's true. It's amazing.
Keep it open, people. Keep your mind open because you never know. You never know. Listen, fucking in Europe, they drive on the other side of the road. Who's right or who's wrong? We're right. And they're wrong. We know that. But people do drive on both different sides of the roads. Celsius
and Fahrenheit. Here in America, they tell me we don't use metrics. But, hey, I got a 9mm in my pocket and 3.5 grams in my back pocket, too.
But here's a question. Anybody in the chat who maybe in another country, is there anywhere in another country that they actually have it in reverse? Actually, let me type that in. Let me just see, for the hell of it. Let me just type it in and Google. Google will know, right?
Yeah, ask Google.
Let me see here.
Ask Google if gravity exists too, please. Or save that for next show. Or everybody else can Google that. Does gravity exist?
Is there
It'll tell you no.
Country that has driving lights with the green on top. Images. Why does Japan have blue traffic light? Actually, look, in Japan, they actually have a blue light instead of the green. I didn't know that. Is that true?
Hey, I'm blue. If I was green, I'd die. If I was green, I would die. They took that song to heart, bro.
Well, wow. That is Japan. Look, they got blue.
Now they're doing the horizontal ones too. I love it.
Horizontal ones. I know. I'm just looking at like different images of pictures to see if there's anything, but nah. But beyond that, guys, tomorrow night, we're going to have a kick-ass show tomorrow night. Jima J is going to join us. We're going to be talking about all crystals, different crystals, power crystals. And, of course, we'll get into the UFOs, paranormal, Bigfoot. We always do. But we're going to talk about the power of the crystals. Is it really the crystal or is it our belief system for the crystal? We're gonna dig into all of that. I'm in the UK, red, yellow, green. Okay. So, and tomorrow, I don't have a link up, but sometime tomorrow, I am going to be doing some kind of live show on the Horror Talk. Just open topics about any movie. There's no one movie. It's just a hangout. It's probably going to be between 10 to 12, maybe 11. reschedule. It's going to be on Horror Talk. I'm trying to do some more stuff on that on. So beyond that, you got anything to plug, Connor, before we go?
I'm going to be on a show with B. Moss tomorrow. Miss B. Moss. She is awesome. She's really into Dogman. My Jim Harold show, the big debut on Radio Network. That got postponed till next week. All good, of course. I'm really excited for the Gemma Jade show. I got a premiere coming this weekend. Lots of cool stuff. I go live on TikTok every single day. I hit 65,000 followers today. Flex. But no, man, just keep on the grind every single day. And I'm really excited at the end of the month. We're making a documentary with Squatch in South Florida, From Fear to Understanding. Hopefully you're going to link up with some familiar faces, just spreading the positive vibes and just trying to stay above water these days, man. The world is getting very blurry. So just try to keep that clarity close and your family and friends before any establishment or collective.
And then I gotta go cry when I pull out a credit card to pay $1,500 for a car out of the repair shop.
Yeah, that is rough, my dude.
It is what it is, but I won't let it bring me down.
No, it's all about the positivity. And today we'll go down in a day in infamous history for Seattle with Russell Wilson. I'm really excited to see who your guys' next quarterback is. But, man, Denver, I'm going to be going mile high over there. But, yeah, I'm really excited just for what happens. And I love that you can bring sports, movies, urban legends, and we all find a common ground, and it's awesome just to get away from the static of the world. Thanks again, Eric, for having an awesome platform and great community in the sidebar. And man, I get to do this at work and survive. It's amazing. And I also want to shout out my homeboy David. He is a huge Bigfoot fan, and he has bought all 4 of my books. He has watched The Void Cat, Zillafoot. So if I could get all you guys in the community to have that kind of engagement, then maybe I wouldn't even have to work anymore, and I could just discover things. So again, guys, show us a little support. Like, a comment, a subscription, a donation, a share. It comes in many forms, and I wouldn't ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do. I'm the share king. I'm everybody's secretary. I donate. I'm poor as a freaking joke. But, man, have a good one. I got to answer the calls, guys. Take it easy, y'all.
Talk to you everybody later.